He's been endorsed by a billionaire because Pierp is a billionaire bootlicker.
The liberal circus goes on. Welcome back to Moose on Loose. My name's David. Today's top story here. We've got a bombshell report coming from Mark Miller's department. There's a lot of people from India who never showed up for class. We've got Justin Trudeau proclaiming he won't be seeking re-election. He's asked about what he's going to be doing with his life after politics. We got a whole bunch of other stuff. Let's jump into this. First up, we got a massive crowd that showed up for Pierre. It says in Vancouver. This is actually in Powell River last night. You can see here, Pierre packing the room. He packs every room. I was actually invited to attend this event. I would have been able to meet a couple of them, including Pierre, but it's quite the distance for me to travel to go do that. Perhaps sometime here on the island. We got this one here posted by the pleb. It says, "Hello, Canadians. Does this look like a female to you?" So, wanted, Michael Anthony Tufano, described as female, 5'8", tall, approximately 185 pounds. What is this clown world coming to? Trudeau's woke agenda has gone too far. 2025, 26, this all ends, you bet. Pretty soon all criminals will just be identifying as women. We got this one posted by this fool, Mark Miller. It says Black Hawk helicopters and drones are part of Canada's new border security plan. So there is a video on this. It's really boring, but yeah, they'll just be adding helicopters and drones. Only took Trump taking office to force incompetent liberals to do basic job requirement they have ignored for 9 years. You should be ashamed of yourselves. We got this one here. This is bombshell news. We've got 50,000 foreign students admitted to Canada last spring, including 20,000 from India, never showed up for classes required by their visas. The Indian government accused Canadian universities of abusing the student visa system for human smuggling. This is disgraceful. I mean, this started with Sean Fraser. It's ending here with Mark Miller. They're both losers. Canadians are fed up with the rampant abuse for immigration system backed by weak government. I mean, like this guy says here, amnesty, 60 days, leave, return home, therefore, after cancel visas, start rounding them up, arrest, jail. I mean, if we had jails that put people to work, we could start rounding all these people up and putting them to work in jails. That would be such a great incentive to not stay here illegally. Who wants to be in jail for 2 or 3 or 5 years building fence posts? They would gladly jump on a flight back home. And with that, we have Dan Knight here posting, well, Canada's immigration system strikes again. This is what happens when you turn the immigration system into a glorified Ponzi scheme. Schools rake in the cash because international students pay through the nose, but don't bother checking whether students show up to class. Why would they? There's no downside for the institutions, no accountability, and Trudeau's Liberals aren't exactly known for cracking down on their woke immigration utopia. You gotta wonder if Justin Trudeau or any of the Liberals are involved in those schools. Sure seems like a greasy way to make some money. These libs should be liable for aiding and abetting 50K security risks. No wonder Trump is on these clowns to secure the border. Next up, we got this one here where Justin Trudeau's asked if he regrets not resigning sooner, as Mark Nixon says here. Instead of answering, he gaslights Canadians again. 9 years of dodging responsibility.
Kenzie Ray with the Global News. Do you regret not resigning sooner to allow your predecessor the opportunity to be able to deal with the situation with the Americans sooner? And for the premiers as well, Ms. Smith, I don't know if you're here, but Mr. Moe, do you think Mr. Trudeau's lame duck status makes the Canada's ability to negotiate with the Americans more difficult?
That was hilarious. You see that smile when he called him a lame duck to his face? This is the victory lap. I know probably many of you are sick and tired of Trudeau. This is the victory lap. We can enjoy every single moment. Just relish these. Look at him. He calls him a lame duck. He's got nothing. This is a defeated man, a defeated Captain Schmuck.
Lame duck status makes the Canada's ability to negotiate with the Americans more difficult.
The experience Canada had in renegotiating NAFTA in the first Trump administration demonstrated that when we stand together united, promoting Canada's interests, we can do very well, even against a larger trading partner. And that is the focus we have right now. Yes, the Liberal Party is having discussions about its next leader. But right.
Discussions, is that what you're having? You'll see later on, it's turning into a complete clown show. I mean, it already is. It's a full-blown circus. There's clowns everywhere.
Now, our entire focus, and the ministers with me, and indeed all the premiers, is on making sure that we're protecting Canadians every step of the way. That's the job I was elected to do. Release the names, traitor. Where are the names? We have 11 traitors in our government, one of them being here. Release the names. Back in 2021, and that's the job I will continue to do until the day at which I am no longer doing it. But right now, my entire focus is on standing up for Canada and protecting Canadians.
except for releasing the names of the traitors in our government. Thanks for nothing. How can you stand by every Canadian when it's energy out of Alberta you're using as collateral? What are you offering the other provinces? Nothing? I can't wait for the time I never have to hear from this feminist again. Narcissistic behavior. Never their fault. Liberals can't stand losing. They can't accept defeat. It's not fun time to be a Canadian. Next up, we got this buffoon, Stephen Guilbeault. We haven't heard much from him. He came out with this tweet today. It says, check your bank account. The Canada carbon rebate lands in your pocket today. Checking my pockets here. That's just some lint, guys. There's nothing in my pocket. That's right. A BC citizen. I get nothing. That's right. What's funny is the reply above it here. Guilbeault accused of siphoning $254 million to his own company. Giving our own money back and asking us to check our bank accounts is like a gift from you. Holding a big check is weird and delusional. I prefer to check your bank account, Stephen. Where's the $250 million in the Green Slush Fund money gone? It's really a strange flex. It's as if this is one remaining policy that somehow sell it as a success, indicative of what we've experienced for 10 years now. Our government genuinely believes we are stupid. And speaking of stupid, we've got Jagmeet Singh. So check this video out here. So as Jagmeet said here, everyone deserves a family doctor, one that's available right away when you need care. Pierp vows to cut healthcare is callous. When has he done this? He's never vowed to cut healthcare. It'll make the line longer and family doctors harder to get. New Democrats will train and retain the family doctors we need. No, we don't believe that, Jagmeet. That's nonsense. So what we're looking at here is a line of people trying to get a family doctor. It says, whoa, what's the long line in the cold and snow for? A physician setting up a new practice in Brockton, Ontario, said he'd take the first 500 patients who show up. A line of people waiting years for a family doctor wrapped around the block. This is Trudeau's Canada. This is his legacy here, and Jagmeet's legacy. A family doctor shows up, and this is what you get. People waiting in the freezing cold.
Got here about 5:30 and been on the Healthcare Connect list for about 10 years now. Haven't had a doctor for longer than that, so kind of a strange way to have people sign up for a doctor, but hopefully I get one.
This is unreal. Our country has fallen. As this guy says here, Pierre never said he'd cut healthcare. Trudeau's been in power for 10 years. This is his fault, and you're an effing tool. Holy, you're blaming Pierre Poilievre for your incompetence. Next up, we got this one posted by Michelle Ferrari here. This is a comprehensive list here of Trudeau's cabinet, and who's left? And then there were 20. And speaking of the clown show here, we've got Randy Balsnow. You're not going to believe this. He says, I'm excited to announce today that I will see... I can't even read it. I'll be seeking re-election as the member of parliament in Edmonton Centre. What? You're supposed to go to jail, Randy. That's where you're going. It's not Edmonton Centre, it's jail. And I hope to do so under the leadership of Chrystia Freeland in the 2025 election. So he's basically announcing Chrystia Freeland's bid for leadership. This is preposterous, Randy. The question is, which Randy is seeking re-election? Is it the Colombian Coco Bam Bam Randy, or is it the other Randy? The Indigenous one, Strong Eagleman? Which... Which Randy is this? It is everyone. No one cares what you think. You're a criminal and belong in prison. Your endorsement is likely to cause her campaign more harm than good. I pray for the day when your government is held to criminal account for all the fraud and destruction you have wrought on Canadians. That's well said, their goat song. There it is, Strong Eagleman. This is a joke, right? You're a corporate criminal and have Canadian, like Trudeau, you have no shame. He's getting roasted here. We also got this one posted by Son of a Bench. It says, parents, you've been warned Trudeau will be meeting high school students in Southern Ontario on January 16th. Today. Why is Trudeau meeting students? I don't know. He's just out there pumping his ego. We've got this Trump tariff situation and Trudeau's out meeting students. Like you can't make this stuff up. It gets stupider every day what Trudeau's doing. Every conservative parent should give their kid that day off. Wants rock star treatment from the teeny bopper girls again. Yeah, that's what happened last time. It's creepy, it's weird, and it's pitiful. Ew. Yeah, does he still have those friendship bracelets on? Speaking of Captain Schmuck, we got Mark Nixon posting this one. Justin Trudeau finally admits he's not running in the next election. And he talks about what he wants to do next.
In terms of my own decisions, I will not be running in the upcoming election. As to what I might be doing later, I honestly haven't had much time to think about that at all. I am
Because you're too busy skiing? That's why, right? It's the skiing, isn't it?
entirely focused on doing the job that Canadians elected me to do.
Is that skiing? Snowboarding, sorry. Snowboarding.
In an extraordinarily pivotal time right now.
Extraordinarily pivotal that he's going to go meet teenagers.
The U.S. inauguration and the weeks that follow are something that is of deep, deep importance to Canadians, and we are entirely focused on that as a team.
That smug little smile at the end there, that one, bleh. We've had enough of that. Someone finally took his Xbox away. What a joke. Clown show continues. We've got Patrick Wheeler here, Liberal, making a statement. The Liberal Party of Canada is going through a process of change, and at this crucial moment, we have to choose a leader to bring back the party to its traditional position at the center. So this guy comes out right here and basically says, in hundreds of conversations I've had with constituents, West Vancouver, Sunshine Coast, one name stands out, Mark Carney. So this guy's backing Mark Carbon Tax Carney. All the different rats now are scurrying around trying to find the best piece of cheese. This guy, right? And we got another one from Jagmeet, playing tough here with Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is a clear threat to Canada. What is the plan of the other leaders? What about Pierp? His plan is literally to do nothing. And we know why as well. We know he's been endorsed.
That's not true. He just did a podcast here in Vancouver Island on Czech News where he literally said the plan should be to go to the American workers, the refineries, and show them how bad things are going to be, how many of them are going to be losing their jobs when Trump's tariffs come into Canada. That is what he said, something along those lines. It's not do nothing. He literally has the best plan, the plan that will most likely work.
By Elon Musk. So he doesn't want to do anything to upset that endorsement. He's been endorsed by a billionaire because Pierp is a billionaire bootlicker. Elon Musk knows that he's going to make him even richer. And anytime a politician decides to side with the billionaires, it means pain for working class. It means cuts to the services that working class people need. It means pain for the middle class. That's what Pierp is about. That is a failure in leadership.
Music in this is hilarious. I put it in there just a little bit at the end. You can have more than about a few seconds before you get problems on here. But Jagmeet seems so ridiculous here because Trump doesn't even know who this guy is. He's not going to address him. He's not going to take a call from him. He's not going to meet with him. As this guy says here, Jagmeet Singh will form a coalition government with the globalist banker Mark Carney. You can bet on it. So I have been hearing some rumors. There's been some posts, people sending me stuff. There's a rumor going around that Jagmeet Singh is in talks with Mark Carney right now. This isn't fact. There's nothing solid here, but just rumors floating around. We got farm protests coming back. This is the Danish farmers are out protesting against Bovier and their milk supply. Bovier is a feed additive developed to reduce methane emissions from livestock, particularly cows, by targeting microorganisms in their stomach. Bovier is being used in Canada. With the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, we've got these characters now celebrating in the streets. Is this going to keep going on, or is this kind of like a couple nights and then they're good? What's the situation here? We got this one here. It's pretty interesting. This is posted down in America, but check this out. So FDA bans red dye number 3. Why now? I wonder. Nothing to do with RFK Jr. coming to dismantle the FDA. So RFK Jr. is part of Trump's team in charge of health, whatever it's called down there, Minister of Health. FDA apparently has gone ahead and banned this by themselves. Like, this shouldn't be in our food supply, period. All this toxic chemical crap.
Can we just spend a few minutes talking about how the FDA is so scared of this absolute superhero of a man that this morning the FDA actually banned red dye number 3 due to potential cancer risks, which for the record is already illegal in Europe and Australia, but is in like everything we consume as Americans, which for the record, they were under no legal obligation to do so. They just decided now would be a convenient time. I wonder why. This comes, by the way, just a few days after the FDA quietly changed their definition of healthy, according to the Food and Drug Administration, which hadn't been updated since the early 1990s, which pretty much up to this point allowed the FDA to qualify anything under this umbrella term as healthy, including fortified fruit punch that wasn't even real juice, breakfast cereals that are loaded with food dyes and added sugars, and so much more. But now, in anticipation of RFK's cleaning house of the FDA, presumably in an effort to clean up their act before he is confirmed as our HHS secretary, the new healthy label means fruits and vegetables are healthy. Salmon is healthy.
Food in America is crazy. As someone who's allergic to like everything, I can't even eat a lot of normal foods. I had to cut out all chemicals from my diet about 20 years ago because I was getting all sorts of weird undiagnosed diseases from it. It's appalling it's taken this much to actually get them to start removing this stuff, and they're only doing it because they're afraid of the incoming government. How sad.
Water is healthy. Why we didn't know that before, I don't know. Extra virgin olive oil instead of canola oil is healthy. And oh my gosh, shocking reversal of policy. Eggs are now good for you.
Yep, saw that coming. They know RFK Jr. is coming for them. Well, there we have it. The Trudeau clown show continues. It continues on. The Liberals are now scheming against each other. We've got guys like Randy Bousnout, who should be in jail, is seeking re-election in Edmonton Centre. You know what that means? Mark Carbon Tax Carney, who's supposed to be announcing his bid for leadership in Edmonton, is he going to be going for that seat anymore? Is there some conflict now since Randy's not supporting Mark Carbon Tax Carney? Is Randy running simply to spite Carbon Tax Carney? There's clearly a lot more drama going on in the background than we know about. But buckle up for the ride.